Smithe is a tea expert, and he is here to introduce us to one of the bigger trends in tea right now. Is tea, it seems like it's everywhere these days. It used to be coffee, but it seems like it's switched to tea.
Yeah, tea is enjoying tremendous growth right now, estimated 35 to 40% growth from one year to the next. And in fact, we predict that within 20 years it'll outpace coffee, and will actually, much like what Starbucks did for tea and for coffee in Seattle in the 70s and 80s, 90s particularly. We're expecting Vancouver to be the home of fine Chinese tea.
Is that right? Yeah. So the demand for your product, tell us a little bit about that and what you brought in particularly here to sample.
Sure. As we were talking before the segment, we were in the news recently for offering a tea cake, which is a disc that weighs approximately 357 grams, valued at $600,000. And although we're not going to drink that today, because one pot would cost $150,000.
Right.
Wow.
Because once you break it open, it devalues the.
Now, what's the history on that? Why is it so expensive?
It's one of the best drinks in the world.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a tremendous interest in China towards what they see as cultural legacy, cultural works of art. Much like some of these teas are valued in the same way a Picasso or a Van Gogh would be. And so through auctions, the price are steadily increasing. But this tea, although it's somewhat younger, is still from the same process. It's a naturally aged Pu-erh. This is about between 20 and 25 years old.
And where does Pu-erh tea come from?
It comes from a place called Yunnan, or Yunnan, southwestern China.
You not only filled that teapot, but you poured water on top of that. Why?
Well, with Pu-erh, we want to maintain a really high temperature. In order to steep out the best quality tea soup, is what I call it. It's a translation from the Chinese. You need 96 to 98 degree water, and if the temperature goes below that, it tends to be a little bit flatter, and it doesn't pull out the oil and the health benefits, all these things.
So tell us about this one, Eric. What we'll be sampling here? Are we going to have a specific taste? What should we be noticing?
Well, there are no rules in tea. It is, from an esoteric point of view, tea is what you make it. So your experience of the tea is your own. Mine is a little bit different. Sometimes we try to say, well, it has date fragrance or plum fragrance or sandalwood or something like that. But really, it's up to the individual.
But if you were to taste this, would you know the specific region it's from?
Yeah, I could tell you how old it is by tasting it.
How old is this?
I think it's about 93. We're told it's 20 year. But back before the explosion in the Pu-erh market, people weren't quite as sticky about identifying 1 year to the next. But in around 2007, the market increased 10,000%. And so now, when you buy a new tea cake, like this is our tea brick, they come with birth certificates and have
people take it very seriously.
Well, it's extremely highly counterfeited. One of the reasons why our company is special is the relationships that we have through family connections to Hong Kong. My boss, Kendi Young, his family is the largest collector and preserver of this type of tea in the world. They control roughly 70% of the world market, which is like controlling 70% of red wine.
Right.
Like it's
significant.
It's phenomenally extraordinary. And this family tradition has the reputation of authenticity because, as I say, it's highly counterfeited.
Yeah.
I was over at a friend's house having tea the other day, and he made a tea for me, and it was tea that had previously been drunk, dried in the sun, and then repressed into a.
That sounds wrong.
Wow.
And then the wrapper was a forgery. So
oh boy.
Very quickly before
if you want the benefits from this type of tea, you have to get the authentic thing. You need to go quality.
Okay, I was going to ask you, what are the benefits of this type of tea? The health benefits.
Extremely relaxing. It's something that monks, meditators, have gravitated towards, as well as emperors. And so Now it's great buzz with yoga. It's not highly the darker the tea is, the less caffeinated it is. So so it's something that can relax you. It gives you energy, but not in a spiky way that coffee
right.
might.
Okay. And you can order this online.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
For more information, Six
How many
Mountains
tons do you
Tea
want?
website. So
How
it's
much is it gonna cost?
sixmountaintea.com.